I actually have told people every single person on the planet needs a Karatbars account. There is not one logical reason to not have this account.
Well, everything in my life is down to Harald Seiz. I can't say any more than that.
He's got the biggest heart of any human being I've ever met.
Harald Seiz is one of the most generous, caring, loving, giving, spiritual men that I have ever met in my life, and I will follow him to the end of the world. I'm with him till the end. I think Harald's heart is bigger than this world, and I love how he just keeps giving and giving and giving and giving, and he always, always, always looks at how he can make a difference in the world. And his company's not the best company in the world, but we're going to be the best company for the world, and we're going to go out and change the world and make a difference. We're going to go from success all the way to significance, and that's because of his great leadership.
I'm looking for freedom from the system, freedom. And it's very important, the word freedom. Everybody has the right to be free,
We can accomplish anything. We're capable of defining success for ourselves.
Harald Seiz is an extraordinary human being. He is first of all, just an incredible person.
And he's not only a tremendous, good, loyal and straightforward person, but also the best CEO I know on this planet.
My name is Harald Seiz. I'm the CEO and owner of Karatbars International. And this is obviously a banknote that now encompasses what money should encompass. And it's an alternative to the payment system that we have at the moment. Because a lot of people have lost faith in the dollar, lost faith in the euro, and the alternative is gold. If anything should happen in the financial sector to the dollar, the euro, or paper money is worthless in the next few years, and I'm convinced it will be in the next 4 or 5 years, then those people we have in the system who buy gold will be protected. And that was the first goal I wanted to achieve with my company.
Im System haben, die Gold kaufen, abgesichert. Und das war das erste Ziel, das ich erreichen wollte mit meinem Unternehmen.
I started with small denominations, 1 gram, 2.5 and 5 grams, because that makes it affordable to everyone. In my opinion, you have to speak to the masses. So I spoke to the masses. Worldwide, we have customers and business partners in 120 countries. In the meantime, it's become a few more. To date, there are 600,000 people who are either customers or business partners. Success is also being able to concentrate, to focus on one thing. And you have to find this one thing, the thing you're passionate about. It's not easy to find something in life that's both fun and you're passionate about. But success is also giving something to somebody else and offering someone an advantage. And this principle is called give and take.
Und dieses Prinzip heißt geben und nehmen.
The definition of success, incidentally, is really fascinating because it used to be that a lot of people equated success with extreme wealth. There are a few that still have that dream today, but only a few. The definition of success is what you yourself want it to be. It has nothing to do with wealth. Neither does it have anything to do with recognition from the outside. It depends on your own goal. And it's important that you're clear about it, how you define success for yourself. That's a good question. I think that's a question you have to think about in reverse. Success can obviously be material success, but you can also measure success in terms of immaterial values, in personal satisfaction. Ultimately, I think that individual success is defined when you look in the mirror every morning and you're happy with everything you've done, with what you've achieved. Even if you're satisfied with what you've achieved, you can still achieve a little bit more.
Was man erreicht hat, sondern immer noch ein bisschen weiter möchte. Ich bin eben einfach so wie ich bin. Ich bin natürlich.
I simply am how I am. I'm a natural person. I help people. If, for example, there are people who have disappointed me, and later they hit a low point, and I've still helped them. It's a question of give and take. I like to give, and I also get something back. Most people don't understand this principle, that first you have to do something, to take action, to give something before you get something back. Because if I don't use my skills, I can't succeed. And that actually applies to everything. I'm someone who believes in fairness, and if something is unfair, then there aren't many situations where I become emotional, but in this case, I can get emotional. And I believe in justice, which is also reflected in my business.
Und das spiegelt sich auch in meinem Geschäft wider.
Success has its own very interesting rules, and it has nothing to do with firewalking, but how you begin to question success. And one day I came across a really interesting story. That success, what does it depend on? On the right education? On the right means? Go to Silicon Valley and you'll find it's a building block, but that's not the real success. I have another theory. You can reduce success to a single second. 1 second decides whether you suddenly see an opportunity in the eyes of a customer that he himself doesn't see. 1 second decides whether you want to be successful and change your career. I'm convinced you will always come to a fork in the road in your life. It's pretty much always been the way that people have said, him, yeah, he can't do anything anyway. And that always gives me motivation.
Ich bin Jutta, heißt Jutta Hermann.
My name is Jutta, and I've been working here since January 2014. He also knows the other side of life, how someone can hit rock bottom, how quickly someone can fall. He's never forgotten that. And despite everything, he's not just this arrogant boss, but he's remained human, human towards his employees as well. Childhood wasn't so easy. We imagine a boy with thick spectacles who was an outsider at school, at home a single mother, a grandmother at home with alcohol problems. You say yourself a child with a migrant background, a father from Greece who at some point disappeared.
Ihr Vater aus Griechenland, der dann irgendwann weg war.
If you have nothing, no point of reference, someone, for example, a father, an entrepreneur and so on, to show you how things work, then you have to make mistakes in order to learn from them. There were people at school who explained everything to us, what you can do. Then I went to college and I realized I can't let myself get trapped somewhere and smothered. And that's how it was. That's why I left this apprenticeship very quickly. And the problem was that my mother and grandmother in the meantime, my stepfather as well, told me that I should learn an honest trade, do something respectable, that a trade can give you a decent living. I was talked into it again, and I started an apprenticeship with my father, who was a painter, and I have to say, that wasn't a good fit for me. It just wasn't my thing. So I quit that apprenticeship, and that's when I got into direct sales.
Bei meinem Vater, der war Malermeister, habe dort eine Lehre begonnen und muss dazu sagen, dass mir das gar nicht gepasst hat und dass es nicht mein Ding war. Deswegen habe ich auch diese Lehre verlassen und habe dann zuerst mal den Direktverkauf kennengelernt.
Selling vacuum cleaners for Vorwerk. That was the first thing I ever did in direct sales. And I thought it was phenomenal for people to be buying vacuum cleaners from me on their doorsteps. I wasn't unsuccessful at it either, because at the time I was earning something like 3,000 or 4,000 Deutschmarks a month, and that was a lot of money back then.
3.000 und 4.000 D-Mark manchmal im Monat verdient, und das war sehr viel Geld damals.
Hat recht klein angefangen.
He started very small and also fell flat on his face a few times with ventures that didn't work out. And he got into debt and really hit rock bottom. I trained as a financial advisor, and of course I worked really hard at it. And I had around 12 to 14 appointments a week, and as a result, I was successful at this as well. We gave people advice about their pension.